Commissioner, is there any type of appraisal, anything done on the landfill?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I have put it out for proposal, and it's very strict, the request for proposals. And if it's not good enough, we don't do it, but if it's satisfactory, then we will. And we're going to stop the bleeding.
Mr. Commissioner, what about the money that was borrowed on the landfill? The $800,000 to expand it?
That's finishing the expansion.
Where was that money that was borrowed? Is it clear, or was it used, or was the landfill used as a collateral for that loan?
The landfill wasn't used as collateral for the loan. It was a Georgia Environmental Facilities Authority loan. They don't ask for collateral. It's just a very low interest loan. They do for expansion.
So it is an interest loan, though we still owe the $800,000 on it?
Well, we haven't drawn near that. I think we drew $140,000 down. That's all we've drawn on it. But we can draw all of it down if we need to finish it, and we will finish it before the end of the year.
Well, what if we sell the property before then? What will happen with that
We'll still
money?
finish it.
Okay, so we're going to use up the full $800,000 before we sell the landfill, before you sell it?
No, we're going to sell the landfill. We're going to finish it.
How much of the money are we going to use of the $800,000?
We'll use all we have to, and we can use up to $800,000, but we probably won't have to.
Okay, so then the rest of it will go back to,
That we just won't, we're going to draw it down.
okay.
Any more questions?
Is there no viable reason that we could keep the landfill and make it profitable?
Is there no viable reason?
I mean, why is it not making money, I guess, is what I'm
Well,
getting at.
let me say,
You said
I
we're stopping
never-
the bleeding, so that's why.
Well, that's what I heard. That was the worst thing going on in Walker County, and we had to stop the bleeding. I have not tried to make money on that because it is a community service. Now, if it becomes a commercial landfill, which all the rest of them around here are, and we do have a C&D that was very hard to get, and they've closed the one down, I understand, in Birchwood, so it's the only one around here, so it's pretty much in demand. We're going to get 5 bids on it. We'll get some good bids. And I don't have to take them. It's not binding. If it's not good enough, then I'm not going to take it. But I saw what happened before I came to office. Yeah.
Well, what is good enough? I mean, what's what we're asking. You
Well,
said you had appraisals and...
I'll take a look at it and see. But what was happening when I came to this office was terrible. They had dug a hole, a multi-million-dollar hole, that had a 10-foot sinkhole in it, and somehow got it approved for a subtitle deed landfill. I'd never heard of one under 450 acres, about 500 is what they most, that was 5 acres. And so I asked Ron Littlefield, why are you doing this? You'll fill it up in a year. And he said, we're doing it for leverage, so that we can get a better deal from the haulers when they know we've got one. And I said, well, they're pretty smart, you know. They might figure this out. And so he said they got a great deal. So I took bids again. My deal from the same company was $5 cheaper. And they had all of that laid out, but they left me to sign it. They could have easily signed it, but they left it for me to sign, so I could look like the fool. I didn't sign it. I didn't want it. It was not needed, and our landfill was already going somewhere else, you know, the transfer station. And so I didn't sign it, and I told the man that was already up here. I was so sorry that he'd come up here for no good reason, but I didn't want to do that. So then I was stuck with a big hole in the ground. So I contacted EPD because we were not sure what to do with it, but I knew I didn't want to fill it back up. It had been multi-million dollars spent doing it. And so we went to EPD and asked them if we could build a C&D. Well, they didn't want us to. Oh no, you've got a sinkhole. And I said, you just approved it for a leachate producing landfill, and you're telling me I can't do that? They made us put cameras under it. They asked me to put 5 feet of sand back in. I said, you're going to make me fill it back up. I went to see Harold Reheis, who at that time was over at EPD, and I told him, he said, I don't see why you can't. He left, stayed on 45 minutes, and came back and said no. It took us forever to get it permitted, but we finally did. And we're using it, and it's been effective because it's a lot cheaper. And a lot of other things too, just a lot of other things. They hauled chert from one place, said that was the only place they could get it, over here where now Ginger Lake Estates is. They got those roads in there while they were taking that out. And a lot of things just, I don't want to see that happen again. It's just not what needs to go on. I could go on, but I see no reason to. But I don't want to see that happen again.
I appreciate your answer.
Sir?
I appreciate your answer.
There's a long answer to it. I'm not going to go into it. But it's just that I think this is the right thing to do. And then, if whoever takes it over makes money, that's fine. I'm sure they can. As I started to tell you, we've used it as a community thing. And we put all of our, the rubbish and all the pilings and everything that we got from the tornado, which was a great deal. They worked over there 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, taking that in, and we didn't charge for that, of course, but we had our employees. And we've taken the house and some things. We take things from charitable organizations that don't have any money. We let them dump there free because it's a community effort. And I haven't tried to make a lot of money on it. I'm sure it could be done. But the community, every time you go up on there, people go up on their garbage service. And I've tried to hold that down. And if that's not what people want, we can do it like everybody else. Catissa sold theirs 20 years ago. And they pay quite a bit more than we do over there, and nobody complains, so I guess it must work out all right. But it'll unload a whole lot of liability off of our workers' comp, because that's the highest workers' comp cost that we have, is the landfill, because that's the most dangerous part of earth moving that we have involved with it. And it'll eliminate some of the employees that we've got. And I just think it's the right thing to do. We need the money, and we can solve 2 or 3 problems at one time. What do you think?
I just wish that we'd keep something, if we make money off of it, let's keep it, make money off of it. It really lessen the burdens on taxpayers. You mentioned it's a service for the county. Well, the water department provides water for the county, and they make money. I mean, I'm just seeing why we can't apply the same logic to the landfill and make it make money and keep it. And that way you would have to raise taxes. That's just my
I'm not
opinion.
planning to anyway.
Yeah.
I get reminded of it every time I read the paper. 2 years ago.
I'm not saying you're meant to, I
taxes.
said it can be a preventative measure to
I'm
keep
sorry.
anybody from raising taxes. As long as you can use it,
No,
as
you
long as you
can't
have
keep
something.
them from it, but I didn't raise them for 13 years just because people didn't want me to. I really should have.
Yeah.
But I tried to do what was asked of me until I could no longer do it.
Mr. Commissioner, why are we in such a hurry now to sell it with an upcoming election? We all know the nature of what's going on.
You didn't hear what I just said?
Do you not want to wait until January? You don't feel that the next commissioner, if it was not yourself, could actually make money on it? Or are you not wanting?
Oh, yeah, I believe they might. I just don't want to see what happened before it happened again.
Then,
I
well,
don't wanna
I
take a
understand.
chance.
But is that really the job of the commissioner? Is that what the
It's
people?
exactly the job of the commission.
What the people should be deciding. If it's a way to lessen
The
the tax
people,
burden,
you're going to do a referendum, should we sell the landfill or not? I don't think that's an option. You have to hold a referendum for things that will allow you to hold a referendum on. I've never seen one of those.
if it has the possibility of making money and lowering the tax burden on the people of this county that you represent, then wouldn't you feel that you should wait until after the election? And then if you are sitting in the chair, decide you want to sell it?
I would rather not say why. Simply because it might not happen, but it probably will.
Well, what might not happen?
What I just told you happened. Might not happen again, but it probably will.
Then you need to be a little more transparent and just let everybody know this is why you're selling it.
Well, I decided not to go public with the things I learned when I came here. But the same people going to be running it that were running it before, that's what I heard. And he's out here telling it to everybody he's going to be running it again. He's the one that did it. And so I can't take a chance on that. I'm sorry. best to do what these people want me to do. And about transparency, I don't really understand why people think I'm not. You can get anything you want out of here. Anything you want.
I just asked a question and you won't tell me why this is gonna happen
That's
or
just in
who.
my mind. That's not a document. That's not got anything to do with transparency. That's my opinion. That's not documented. It's already been done away with because it's been that long ago.
So you're gonna make this decision upon your opinion and not a fact?
Well, I can do this. I mean, I have the
Yes, ma'am.
authority to stop the bleeding. Okay.
But it's only bleeding because it's not being managed in the proper way to make money, correct?
Well, we're not taxing the people hard on it.
That's not tax, that's a.
I know it's not a tax. I know what it is, but it
That's a
ends
service.
up
That's a
costing
service.
the public more money for garbage disposal.
Do we have out of state, out of county C&D come into our landfill?
We do.
Every time I have to take something, if I was working just north of us, it's closer to Gulf County, when I was out of county, I paid double because I was out of county. This is back in the 80s when Coos County owned theirs.
You pay double there then?
Whenever you were out of county. I don't understand why we can't do the same and be making money. If these guys are coming from Tucson, or they're coming from Georgia, or they're coming from Alabama, with truckloads of C&D, they should be paying a lot higher than somebody coming from Walker County should be paying. And that way you can make it profitable.
At one time we did do that, and
I mean, we're not in a hurry to fill the hole up, should we?
when I tried to figure out how to pay for the C&D, when we were going to do it,
Yeah.
and they were encouraging us not to do it at EPD. We got the contract for some of the projects in Chattanooga that covered the cost of that, and that's why we took out of county. Or that's out of state, but that we took that, and we were.
That was an
We got
agreement you
the-
had with them?
I'm
or-
sorry, what?
That was an agreement you had with Hamilton County that you give them cheaper rates or?
No. When we took that in, we bid it,
Yeah.
and we were the bidder that got the dumping in that thing, and it was a length of time between the time that we were awarded the bid and the time that they had to do it, and that gave us the money to build it without taxing anything. That investment came from those projects.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. We can make other arrangements like that and make it profitable
Well,
to do that.
we have done that. We've taken other things in. Take a lot of things in there because we're the only C&D around here.
So you could monopolize.
Sorry.
You could monopolize if you wanted to.
Well,
Not on the people of Walker County, but on the people outside of
They
the
take a lot of liability off us too.
Mr. Whitfield alluded earlier, you said there was an appraisal done on the landfill.
Mm-hmm.
What was the appraisal?
I don't have it. It's with the documents there.
We certainly would not tell exactly what the appraisal was, because then that would allow folks to adjust their bid to that instead of maybe getting a higher bid. So we certainly would not reveal what the appraisal was.
Telling a near amount.
So yeah, when I sell my car, I tell them, hey, I can look this up on, this is what I'm asking. That doesn't hurt you as far as bidding. I mean,
Well, there's
It makes it competitive.
an amount we'll
Right.
take
you
less
have
than.
a very expensive permit that's worth almost gold that you're trying to sell to give somebody permission to run a dump. Those permits are hard to get. So I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
that's great news.
Okay, anybody else? Got any more questions? You?
Not today, but
Okay. All right, if there's no more questions, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. Sorry, we couldn't have the public hearing, but they were less. I'm gonna get it out of the way. Dragging it on long.